We made it to the final demo for the gridded charcoal self-portrait. Hooray! So at this point, I've got a lot of the kind of values blocked in. So I've got like areas of dark, areas of light, areas kind of medium, medium dark, medium light in the right areas. I feel pretty happy about the placement of the nose, the lips, the eyes. So now what I want to do is I want to go in and kind of smooth some things out and get some details going on. You'll notice that like charcoal is a very dark medium. This is great, embrace it. Like keep going darker. It all becomes like pretty relative in the long run. So this is gonna actually get darker than it currently is. So some of the things that I wanna do, I wanna smooth out this background a little bit, so I'm gonna go over it one more time. I wanna kind of sort the hair out. Now the thing with hair is you don't need to draw each individual strand. What you need to look at is kind of where does it go dark, where does it go light. So I've got like a highlight right there. I've got some areas, some kind of medium areas over here where you can just see the curl a little bit. And over here, I'm gonna have some highlights on the edges where you see the curl a little bit too. And really that's all I need to do to give the hair some form. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make the hair look three-dimensional, and actually drawing those strands in prevents it from looking three-dimensional. So I'm gonna work on the details kind of around the eyes, the nose, the mouth, get those going, and then I'm also going to draw that necklace in, and I'm gonna finalize some of these edges. So like the edges of my tank top feel kind of mushy. So I wanna make those edges feel like they're firm edges. Now a reminder, what we don't want to see is lines, right? Like I don't want this harsh chin line. I don't wanna see like this harsh bottom lip line. And so there's a few areas like right there or right up there where I'm starting to see some lines, these outlines that make it feel cartoonish. So I want to turn those into edges. And an edge, again, is where the light area meets the dark area. And that's what we're going for. So to do this, I'm going to work mostly, again, with my compressed charcoal. But I'm also in areas where there's smaller details. I'm going to use a charcoal pencil that I have. So this is extra soft, so it means it's a darker charcoal pencil. And at the very end, I'm going to use this white charcoal to pull out just a few highlights, possibly in the hair, and again, those reflected lights in the eye, in the irises. So here it goes. Oh, I keep thinking of things to tell you. Go slow. Take your time, take lots of breaks, take a look at it. You're nearing the end, and it's easy to kind of rush and be like, I want to be done, but go slow. I don't have a ton of time today, so I may not fully finish this, but you'll kind of start to get a sense of where I'm going and how to finish this. am going to call this done. Apparently I forgot to hit record on the last 15 minutes of finishing touches. I apologize for that, but you can maybe see those changes from the end of the last video to this one. So a couple things to point out. You'll notice that especially when I was doing the values and the final touches, I do a lot of what I call push and pull. So you push the charcoal in, you add more charcoal, you use the tissues to kind of wipe it in, and everything gets a little bit darker. And then you take your eraser and you kind of pull away some of those light areas back in. And then maybe you use your tissue to kind of smooth it out a little bit again. And so you keep working these areas darker, these areas lighter, these areas darker, and you pull away and you get this kind of much more nuanced, worked drawing. And that's actually really good. A couple other things to point out. You'll notice that in the eyes, I didn't worry about the details of the irises or even my eyelashes. I just worked on like what areas are dark, what areas are light. And that actually has a tendency to look a little bit more realistic than trying to get all those tiny little lines in. Same with like the bags around the eyes, or even some of the like muscles in the face down here. The less you really try to do kind of those harsh lines or those harsh details, the nicer it's gonna look. And when it's all kind of in the same sense of simplification, it actually looks more realistic that way. When you're done, clip the edges off of the parts that you don't want to use. So I had my numbered and lettered parts. I clipped that edge off and it looks good. Make sure you follow the instructions for how to take a good picture of your artwork. Those are on Discovery. And I really look forward to seeing all your self-portraits.